It's almost time for our fall renovations, and in this video I'm going to walk you step by step for everything you need to know to get yourself prepared to renovate your lawn this fall. Let's get out of the weeds. Thank you guys for coming back to yet another video. If you guys like these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you're not already. So thank you guys for joining me again. The summer is quickly coming to an end and fall time is going to be ramping up, which means for us cool season people that this means it is go time. And so I'm going to be running an aerator this weekend over Labor Day weekend, and I'm going to be doing 4 or 5 lawns, helping different people out in my neighborhood and just in some friends that I have. And so I'm going to be quite busy with doing this, but I wanted to put out a video before I do my video on showing you how to run the aerator and overseeding and everything. I want to give you guys a little bit of insight into the preparation that you need to do leading up to actually aerating, because you don't want to just wait till you have the aerator and then try to do everything at once. There's easy practical steps that you can take to help yourself out, so that way when it comes the day that you have the aerator rented or somebody's come to aerate your property, that everything's kind of set in place so that you can get maximum results and make the most of your time. First off, when should you aerate? So in general, you want to base everything you do in lawn care based off of soil temperatures. Now, whenever we get into aerating and overseeding, we want to wait until the soil temperatures come back down from about 70 degrees. And so as we've gone into summer, our soil temperatures have gone up and up and up. And what's happening now, as we're starting to get a little bit cooler temperatures and it gets cooler at night, our average soil temperature are starting to get now into the lower 70s, and that working its way back down as we go through fall and into winter. And so you want to start your fall renovations right about the time when your soil temperature starts to get around 70. And so if you've watched this channel, I've talked before about just looking up online greencast soil temperatures, and you can look for the average soil temperature in your area. And then you can even actually go a month by month like chart just to actually see when it normally gets to the temperature that you're looking for. For a lot of us, the window is going to start opening right around Labor Day and last till about the middle of October sometimes. You don't want to be too early on it, because if the temperatures are still really hot, it can really hurt any new grass seeds you do. But then you don't want to go start too late, because then you run the risk of getting an early frost to knock out your new grass before it has a chance to establish. Another good thing to do if you're going to be having your lawn aerated and overseeding, what you want to do is start to work your lawn to a shorter mowing height. And so a week or two leading up to when you're getting ready to do everything, start taking your mower height down a notch or two. Because what's going to happen is once you overseed your lawn, you want to try to stay off of it for a little bit. So you want to go as long as possible without mowing your grass, so that way you can give the new seed time to germinate and start to get established before you're just mowing all over it. So for me personally, I like to take my lawn down 2 notches, and so that way it gives me some buffer room to let my lawn go for a little bit after I get done aerating and overseeding before I have to go and mow it again. So hopefully then I can wait like 8 to 15 days, somewhere around there, in that time gap before I need to mow for the first time after doing that. And I'm just going to raise my mower to the highest setting, get on and get off, do it quickly. And you want to do this for the first couple mows so that that new grass has a chance to get established without you just walking all over it. Now don't worry, it'll be fine if you have to mow. Your other grass is really going to take off with the new seed whenever you're doing this. So if you go and you look out there and you can't wait any longer, it's fine. Just go ahead and mow. Your new baby grass will be fine. Just don't go on there and take all day just standing on your lawn. Another good tip to follow whenever you're getting ready to come to the day that your aeration is going to be happening is to make sure that you water your lawn either the day before or the day of, a few hours before you're going to actually be doing it. Now you don't want your grass and lawn all swampy and soaked But you want to soften the soil there so that way the aerator tines can get down into the ground. The bigger the core they pull out, the better. If your lawn is really rock hard in that, it's not going to be able to pull that big of cores whenever you're aerating. And so a day or two leading up, start to irrigate your lawn and get it kind of nice and soft, so that way the day you're going to be running your aerator or somebody else is running it, you're going to be able to get better cores and therefore get better results. So now I want to speak to those of you who have a lot of weeds in your lawn and you want to try to get rid of them. So what you want to do is make the determination whether you want to work with the lawn you have or if you need to just burn everything down and start again. And typically, if your lawn is somewhere between 30 to 40% good grass, you can still work with what you have and be able to make good results with your lawn. If your lawn is less than 30 or 40% good grass, then chances are you probably want to just kill what's there and start fresh with a clean new slate. And so go out and evaluate your lawn and see where you're at. And if you go and you just have a few weeds but a lot of good grass there, it's definitely something you just want to push with overseeding and fertilizing here whenever you do your aeration, and just really push what you have and continue to get your lawn looking better. So now if you do have weeds in your lawn that you want to try to take care of, try to start treating them a week or two before you're going to be doing any of your seeding, because you don't want to be spraying stuff in your lawn that can potentially impact any new seed that you're adding in. But it is okay to start going and attacking those weeds, whether by spraying something on them or just digging them up by hand. And now I did get a comment from a viewer who was asking me about tall fescue clumps in his lawn and things that he can do to try to make it more uniform. And the question he asked me was that if he could just be seeding around the tall fescue clumps and try to have the new seed in that outcompete the tall fescue clumps that don't match the rest of his lawn and just kind of crowd it out. That sounds like a good idea in theory, but the problem with that is those tall fescue clumps that many of us have in our lawn are well established and very, very strong. And so any new grass that you're trying to put around it to try to crowd it out is going to have a really tough time. Because at the same time with you putting down new seed and starter fertilizer, you're also going to be giving the nutrients to that well-established tall fescue. And so it's going to really be buffing up over this fall season, and new grass just isn't really going to be out competing it. So if you have a ton of tall fescue clumps, like I have a ton in my lawn, then there's really two options. You either need to spray like Roundup on it and kill it completely, or you need to dig up those areas in your lawn. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now I recently power raked my lawn, so that's why you're seeing a lot of the brown and stuff. It's really thinned out my lawn, but I want to show you here, it's allowed you to really see the tall fescue clumps and just grass that doesn't match my cool season grass all throughout this little section of my lawn. You can see out through here, as I get down closer, you see a lot of just that really thick grass that just doesn't match my lawn at all. And so what you want to do is I could go and I could spray Roundup on this and kill it, but the problem is I have a lot of good grass all around the area. And so if I do that, I'm running the risk of also killing the grass around it, because everything it touches, it's going to kill. So what you can do differently is, instead of killing it off, is you can just dig it up by hand and get rid of it, and then fill in the hole with topsoil and then just seed over top. So that to me is probably the best method of getting rid of some of those undesirable grasses in your lawn. Just bite the bullet and dig them up. You'll be able to just put some topsoil down, seed over top, and they won't even be there anymore. I think it's a much quicker way. It's a pain in the butt a little bit to dig them up, but it's a really quick way to just get rid of it and just seed over top and pretend like it was never even there. Next, I want to talk to those of you who have dead areas in your lawn. So now if you have areas that have died, whether it's from insects or disease or just whatever it may be, die off in your lawn. If you have areas that are just completely dead, I want you guys to prepare that area there to be able to receive the new seed. So for example, this little area in my lawn here, you can see it is completely dead in this area, but you can see all of the dead grass still there on the ground. And so I don't want to just leave that there and seed over top. You want to make sure you prepare this to be able to be receptive to new seed. One of the very vital things that new grass seed needs is seed to soil contact. And so you want to start roughing up the area and expose some of the soil so that way it has a good bed for that new seed to rest in. So now you can see a huge difference there. I cleaned out all of the dead stuff there. So now I have exposed the soil and now it's ready to take some seed. Now if you notice you do this and it is no longer level, then you may have to add a little bit of topsoil. But if you're doing it pretty easy, it should stay pretty level, and then you can just have it exposed like that and be ready to put in some new seed. So now make sure you go all throughout your lawn and find those areas that you need to clean up a little bit, so that way the day you're getting ready to run the aerator, that your yard is all ready to go, ready to get that aeration, that overseeding, and then get down some starter fertilizer. So that's the other thing. That's the final thing you need to make sure you have. Make sure you have your grass seed. Watch the grass seed videos that I have done to show you kind of what recommends some different types of grass seed. Also learn how big your lawn is so that you know how much grass seed you need, depending if you're overseeding or if you don't have any grass at all and you're trying to seed a brand new lawn. Pay attention to all that so that way you have the right amounts. And then lastly, make sure you get some starter fertilizer. Most places you go to, they're going to actually be just labeled starter fertilizer. And so that's just kind of an easy way. If you're in any of the big box stores, look for something that just is labeled starter fertilizer. What this is going to do is it's going to give your new seed that adequate nutrients that it needs to kind of kickstart its life and get it really going. On top of this, the starter fertilizer is really just going to be a big shot in the arm to your good grass in your lawn. So once you do all this stuff, you're really just going to be kicking your lawn in high gear and getting those really good results. Thank you guys for watching this video. Look out for my video in the coming weeks about aeration and overseeding. I will walk you guys step by step everything I'm going to be doing in my lawn and in other people's lawns. And so if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'd be happy to help you guys if you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything you guys need. I'm always here. And so I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.